I can't put the blame on nobody. It was a team effort, and we just got to be better and come out with a W. We did what we could, and we thought, we was going to be able to, get in enough field goal range for, Evan to make that. I don't know what happened right there. He usually money, but
sickening for real. That's like my final thought on what happened up there. But we're putting up a lot of points. Obviously, a lot of things to learn from, but what we're going to do is we're going to rally up, we're going to stick together, and control the controllables.
Okay, let's talk about now you guys get the fumble recovery in overtime. You're set up in good field position. Is the thought there to keep the ball on the ground, get as many yards as you can, and try to set up a field goal?
Well, that's field goal range for Evan, so we all had 100% confidence in him making that field goal. I didn't really see exactly what happened, but it looked like it got blocked or something. I didn't really see what happened there.
You guys, in so many of your losses, are just a play away here from coming away with a win. What is it that's preventing you guys from getting that final play to win?
Good question. Really good question, yeah. We just got to keep on putting points up on the board as an offense, and that's what we can control.
I hate for it to end the way it did. Wish I could come through and kind of hesitate there and still put a good hit on it. It actually ended up going pretty far, but it's just an unfortunate event. Won't have it again from these guys. I know that we worked so hard, too hard for that to happen, and I just hate that I couldn't come through for the team in that situation, because they played a really tough game back and forth, and it's a terrible feeling that when you can't come through like that at the end.
Probably feel lousy for Ryan. It's unfortunate for him this early in his career.
Yeah, no, I'm really proud of Ryan. He is done a really good job at holding, and I have full trust in him. And whether he drops it or if it's perfect, I think that I should make every kick, and so none of that should be put on Ryan or Cal or anything. I think if anything, I didn't put the ball through the upright, so I think it all's got to fall on me.
Any thought on the offensive strategy there at the end, more or less saying, okay, 53 is fine?
Yeah, we had a pretty good wind going that way. It was kind of cross, but it was more so towards our tunnel, and so we had a good feeling from long distance going that way. So you don't want to risk putting the ball up in the air, getting an interception or what. So usually the game plan for game on a field goal is run the ball, get as close as you can, but ultimately just hang on to the ball so we can get the field goal attempt.
We saw you mix in a couple of different kickoffs, including one that resulted in an out-of-bounds situation at the 8. Is that something you've kind of had in your back pocket?
Yeah, like I said, with this new kickoff rule, you got to have a bunch of different special kickoffs to kind of throw off the returner, get them to not handle the ball as clean, and so we work on those. That one specifically wasn't my best hit, but it ended up working out.
The headlines, of course, will focus on the loss, but the way that Joe Burrow has been playing, thanks to his offensive line, 5 touchdowns today, almost 400 yards of passing. We just speak on the level of play that he's at right now.
Yeah, I'm sick for Joe Burrow. He comes in to work every day with a mindset and a focus and intensity to be the best player in the world. And that shows up on Sundays. He works his tail off in the off season, and I'm sick for him, man, because he's done everything right, and we got to do a better job of closing, man, for him. And doing a better job as a team, playing complementary football when we need to. But man, Joe's playing lights out, man.
Joe said he was going to be more vocal. Has he been more vocal, and has that changed anything in here?
I feel like he's kind of always been vocal, and he's always done a great job of that. And I think what you're seeing is just the work that we've put in this offseason and throughout training camp and during the week. It's one of the reasons he's been able to be so successful.
Very angry at the fact that, we were so close, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. We have to move on.
Where does your mentality go knowing that there's still a lot of season left to play and you guys just have to put it together in the final minutes?
At the end of the day, we have a game next week. We got to get ready for it and go out there and win it. So, on to the next.
Well, I'd say the tail of the tape is we're the would-be kings. We're 4 possessions away from having a great record, but we're not, and that's the reality of this league. So, we got to find it within ourselves to finish these games, make a play when we need it, and, good on the Ravens. They made it, and we didn't. We've been doing what we're going out there coached to do. Joe's executing at a high level, but we all got to turn it up a notch because we're not winning games. So, we got to really self-assess and go a full week to prepare for the New York Giants, and stats are great, but when you don't win, it doesn't feel very good. Yeah, almost gets you nothing though in the NFL, and that's where we're at right now. We got to turn almost into yes, and that's what we're going to be focused on. We got to have a good week of practice. Like I said earlier, we're like 15 points. Would be kings, and that sucks. So we're in it, and we got to dig our way out of this and start turning those final plays of the game in our favor.